Hello, and welcome to the El Dorado Hills Master Plan, Workshop 2 video. My name is Zachary Meading.
And I'm Kristen Schnell. We'll be walking you through this presentation.
The purpose of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan is to develop a guide and implementation tool for the management and development of parks and recreation facilities now and in the future. Most importantly, it's based on local community needs and offers recommendations that support the El Dorado Hills community. While this master plan can fit into many aspects and other studies across many municipalities, the focus of this master plan is specific to the El Dorado Hills CSD owned managed parks, recreation facilities and programs, and the trails and open space for the El Dorado Hills community. The process to develop this master plan includes an inventory of all of the existing conditions, reaching out to the community, hearing what they want and need, balancing those two to develop a needs assessment, ultimately developing the recommendations, and then funding and implementation strategies.
The process is a 12-month timeline, starting in November with an inventory of existing conditions. Then we launch the website in January. Through January and July is the community outreach and engagement, followed by the needs assessment, recommendations, and finally, the final report and public meetings.
Some of the existing documents that we'll be looking at include land use and zoning maps, as well as previous parks and trail master plans that have been developed for the county. Other information we'll be looking at include the community profile, the demographics of the region, looking at a population of 2025 of just over 54,000 and a 2.7 average household size. We'll look at the demographic breakup of each of the different groups and their age ranges. Here we see the largest group from 35 to 64, total 40% of the population. As I had mentioned earlier, we'll go through all of the inventory of the parks and recreation facilities that are available to the El Dorado community. In addition to the parks, we'll also be looking at the recreation facilities, the amenities they offer, as well as their distribution across the community. As we continue our background research, we'll look at the previous 2 years of programs and see what has been offered and what might need to be offered based on the community desires and input as we move through the process. In order to ensure that we hear from the most number of community members, we've developed a robust community engagement strategy that includes stakeholder interviews, a statistically valid multimodal survey, 3 in-person workshops, and 3 online virtual workshops. We also have a project website where you can share your feedback at any point in time during the entire process.
Workshop 1 commenced on April 14th. At the Pavilion at El Dorado Hills Community Park. The workshop was an in-person and then the online survey was open for 2 weeks. A total of 131 surveys were completed. Survey participants were evenly distributed throughout El Dorado Hills. Our first question asked community members what were the important community characteristics that make El Dorado Hills a great place to live, work, and play. Most often we heard open space and natural environment, followed by safety and low crime in the community. Parks, trails, and community services were important to the community residents, as well as schools and the family-friendly environment, as well as the small town character. The second question asks, what are some issues or trends that may be negatively impacting these community characteristics? We heard overdevelopment and the housing growth, traffic and road infrastructure, as well as needing more parks and recreation facilities and aquatics facilities, and open space preservation. The final question asks, what role can El Dorado Hills Community Services District play to address these issues and support the important community characteristics? We heard most often aquatic facilities development, as well as trail connectivity and active transportation plans. Open space preservation is important to the community, as well as sports facility expansion and general park improvements and more amenities for the growing population. The project website launched in January, and so far we've had over 2,700 website views and 294 feedback comments. Several themes have been rising to the top, including sports fields for youth, walking trails and trail connectivity, and the Veterans Memorial Park, as well as open space preservation and more bike paths and connectivity.
The project website can be found at ElDoradoHillsMasterPlan.com. Scan the QR code to see the project website. The development of it as we go along will share information such as feedback from the workshops, feedback we've collected on the website, as well as information received during the multimodal survey. This allows you to stay in touch as we go through the planning process and see the evolution of the master plan.
Workshop 2 survey is open now. Please click on the link below and let us know your ideas and thoughts. And remember to explore the project website to keep up to date on the project at ElDoradoHillsMasterPlan.com. And please join us for the final and third workshop on July 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Pavilion at Eldorado Hills Community Park. Thank you for watching this video presentation. We look forward to hearing all your ideas for the Eldorado Hills Master Plan.